it's Amanda here, and today I'm going to tell you about my top 5 favorite skin tints, tinted moisturizers, these little light coverage face products that I love so much, and I am so happy they are finally in style. After many years of full coverage and matte finishes being the go-to in the beauty industry, the beauty space, I'm happy to see that the direction now, trend-wise, is for lighter coverage, more skin-like, more glowy, dewy. That is what works for my personal skin type and for my style. And if that is not what works for you, that is totally fine. I'm glad to say that the beauty industry is absolutely chock full of every kind of product for every kind of personal preference. But today we're talking about my favorite, and that is skin tints. I'm going to give you my top 5. You have definitely seen me talk about all of these. Most of them I have dedicated review videos. You've seen them popping up in my favorites. So none of these are going to be a surprise. I'm going to try to run through these pretty quickly. We're going to keep it short and sweet today. But I do want to start out by saying I don't have these ranked. I'm just giving you my top 5. My favorite of the day changes, and I often like to mix 2 of these together, just depending on what kind of finish I want and how the shade is looking for me that day. But all 5 of these are marked as vegan and cruelty-free, so all of my cruelty-free people, all of my vegan friends, these are all going to work for you. We have several different price points. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of my top 5 favorite skin tints. Let's get started. First up is my Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. If I had to pick a favorite, I would probably pick this one. It's just the most well-rounded, and it's the one that I reach for the most. You know, I don't want to play favorites because I do like all of these, but this is probably my most used. It is the one that I've had to repurchase, so I think that says a lot. I use the shade 13N. This is priced at $29 US, and it comes in 20 shades. I think the reason why I reach for this the most and use it the most, use it as a mixer with some of the other products you're going to see today, is because this is really the most skin-like product I've ever used. It gives me just the right amount of coverage, so it really evens out my skin, but you can still see some of my little freckles poking through. And the finish on this, it's not too glowy, it's not too matte, it's just that right dewy skin texture that I'm looking for. So I would say this is probably all around my top favorite just because it is so natural looking. Next is a newcomer to my collection, but one that I have quickly fallen in love with. This one's from Huda Beauty. It's the Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint. I use the shade number 2 Fair Light. This is a product that I have a full review and a wear test with. Any of these that I have done wear tests or reviews, I will link the videos down in the description. That way you can get a close-up look at these, get some more info. This product comes in 13 shades. It is priced at $37, so it is pretty pricey. But if you're looking for a glow, if you want a really glowy, dewy, just casually sweaty skin look, which I love, if you know me, you know I love that look, this is definitely the glowiest of the bunch. And this works really well as a mixer too if you have a foundation that is maybe a little too matte or just needs a little bit of glow. You can also use this as a foundation mixer. You can use this as like a primer underneath a more full coverage foundation. This is going to get a lot of use in my collection. I've really enjoyed using this product, and it has quickly risen through the ranks to be one of my favorites. Now let's talk about this Urban Decay Hydromaniac. This is a tinted glow hydrator. This one comes in 12 shades. It's priced at $29, and this one of this bunch that I'm mentioning today, this one has the most coverage. So if you want to do the tinted moisturizer thing, but you do need a little bit more coverage, or you just prefer more coverage, it really walks a fine line between an actual foundation and a tinted moisturizer because it has so much coverage, but it still just looks like moisturized, healthy, very natural skin. I don't know what kind of voodoo magic they put in here, but I like it, and I definitely think it's worth every penny of the $29. I use the shade 20 Fair, and this is such a good match for me. I have quite a neutral undertone, so sometimes, especially with tinted moisturizers or skin tints, they tend to have a more limited range, so the undertones can get kind of funky. This is such a perfect neutral, fair tone for me, so really happy about that. And this is another one that I like to mix. This mixes really well with the last product I mentioned, the Glowish. If I want a little bit more coverage, but I also want to keep that dewy, casually sweaty look, this is a magic combo for me. Next up is the most expensive of the skin tints that I'm mentioning today. This is from Milk Makeup. It's the Sunshine Skin Tint. This is a pricey gal, but she is also a very fancy gal. I use the shade Light in this product, and it took me a little while to come around because the application method is so different from what I'm used to. But now that I'm more acclimated to this product, I really, really like this. I'm wearing the Sunshine Skin Tint mixed with the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. This gives me the perfect skin that I'm looking for. This one is priced at $42, like I said, the priciest one of the bunch, and this one comes in 12 shades. What I really like about the Sunshine Skin Tint, what's really special about this one, is that it does have a broad spectrum SPF 30, and none of the other products that I'm mentioning today have any sort of sun protection. I still recommend wearing a sunscreen, even if your face product has SPF, but I do like that I'm getting a little extra coverage here, so that's what really makes this product stand out among the rest for me. But this just gives me such a nice glowy dewy finish as well, which, as you've probably gathered by now, is exactly what I'm looking for. The last product, is anybody surprised to see this here? This is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer from ColourPop. I use the shade Light 5N, and this is another one that I've done a full video on. I swatched all of the shades. This one does come in 24 shades, so the Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer has the largest shade range, and it also has the lowest price tag of anything that I'm mentioning today. This one will only set you back $14 US. So I think this is sort of the best all around. As far as making a large scale recommendation, I would probably go with this one. It's just hitting the right notes for a broader recommendation. It's gonna work for the most skin types because it's not super dewy looking. So if you are more of a combo or even a little bit of an oily skin type, but you're looking for a tinted moisturizer, I would point you towards this one because it is not insanely dewy, glowy look. There's also the best shade range, the best price tag. All around, I just think this is going to work for the widest variety of people. It works really well for me. I have super dry skin, and I also have a decent amount of fine lines. This works really well for me. I just wanted to give you a quick close-up swatch of all the tints that I talked about in this video. These are in the order that I mentioned them, just so you could see them up close. You know how much I love swatching, so I couldn't pass up the opportunity. And I know these all look very different, but skin tints are very forgiving, so they don't have to be an exact match, plus I like to mix them to get my perfect shade. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about my picks. Are you a big fan of tinted moisturizers as well? Do you have any favorites that I didn't mention in today's video? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Ah! Beep, beep, boop, beep. Is my battery gonna die? We'll find out. This'll be fun. Some of my... Editing Amanda, you know what to do. It's going great. I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. How are you? I'm good. Good. Great. I may not be able to form coherent sentences, but at least I have these really fun, sparkly, cloudy rings, so got that going for me. Okay, I just made a mess. What's new? Okay, pretty soon my kid's going back to school and I'm going to be able to film more, and I'm probably going to be able to go back to 3 videos a week like the good old days. But you know, this little, like, it's not really a break, it's just more of like a step back. I don't know, that sounds like daunting, but me giving myself a little bit more chill time has been nice. I've been working on other stuff. I've been working on other projects. I've been putting a ton of work into my Etsy shop. I'm really excited about the stuff that I've made for fall and holiday, Halloween, Hanukkah, Christmas, snowmen, non-denominational winter celebrations. I'm excited for it all. I'm excited for so many other projects that I'm working on. And I do not have a collaboration, so don't read into that. That's not what's happening. But I love all your faces. I'm so thankful that you're here. And I'm glad that you're my YouTube friends. And I think that you're really cool. And I love your face. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.